Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming to class, as always. We are going to start laying down, but do me a favor and grab your strap if you have one and put it in a kind of a hips distance strap, or how you would normally. It'll change a little bit. Where it's going to go is around your ankles. See, that's too wide. And we want to be able to have some, as I know that's hard to see, I got dark on dark, but it's going to go around the ankles to do some hip strengthening work. So have that nearby. I'm going to take my little socks off. We had to put the heat on first thing this morning. So have that nearby. You are welcome to put a light, small something under your head if you want. And then go ahead and lay down. I'm going to sit up for a moment just so I can read another one of Mark Nepo's beautiful poems. I've just been taking all of his medicine in, all of his lovely work in these days. So find yourself laying down and place one hand at the center of the chest or the heart and one hand on your belly, and just start to feel yourself breathe. Just notice how your breath is, how your body is. You can have your legs straight or bent. And just take a deep breath. So this one, I actually have two of them, and I'm trying to decide which one I want to read today. I think I will read this one. It's called Responsibility, and this is again Mark Nepo's book, Half-Life of Angels. And it's called Responsibility. For a tree, it is to break ground and bend with the wind. For a fish, to find the current and extract air from the deep. For a bird, to glide and return to its nest. For a mind, to open like a gate. For a self, to let light move through our humanness. By breaking, bending, finding, extracting, gliding, returning, and opening. So I like that one a lot because sometimes, again, I think we try to change what is, and we can really close in and not honor our essential nature. And particularly when he says for the mind to open like a gate and for the self to let light move through our humanness. So with that, just notice your breath. One hand at chest, one hand at belly. And we're going to do a very easy breath work called a box breath or a square breath. And it is simple in that all we have to do is breathe into the count of 4, pause at the top of the breath or hold the breath for 4, exhale for the count of 4, and then at the bottom of the breath, hold for 4. And your count, your speed of your count is up to you. Just notice how it feels. Start easy. And when you're ready, just inhale, count of 4. Hold. Exhale, 4. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. And at your own pace here, inhaling 4, holding for 4, exhaling for 4, and then holding again for 4. 2 more rounds, everyone. Last round. And then bring your breath back to its normal breath. Just breathe. Grab your strap. Actually, let's not start with the strap. So just bring your right knee to your chest and leave and place your left foot on the floor. So right knee to chest, left foot on the floor. Squeeze that in and then just simply press it out. Let it hover for a moment and bring it in. Exhale, press it out. This time, bring it in. Exhale up to the ceiling. Use your hands. Good. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, press it out. Good. Do that one again. Inhale in. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lengthen. Good. This time, bring it in. Exhale, straighten. Listen up. You're going to take that same right leg out to the side. As you do, let the left knee go out to the side as well. And then cross your thighs like a little metronome here. Good. Take it out to the side and take it across. And then bring it up. Bring that knee to chest, straighten it, and let it stay straight. Once that leg is straight, take the arms overhead and just stretch. Your palms can be face up or they can be facing in, whatever feels really good to you. Reach with the right heel, but keep the hips even. And then release all that, your foot to the floor, right foot to the floor, left knee to chest, squeeze it in, and then just extend it out and long. Good, bring it in. Exhale, extend. Bring it in. Take that foot up to the ceiling. Oh, reach and bend, and then extend it out. Bring that knee in, extend it up. Bend the knee and reach it out. Good. This time we go wide. Bring it in. Extend it up. Take it out to the side. Your right knee goes out to the side. Crisscross your thighs. Open them up wide and crisscross. And then even bring your left knee to your chest. Extend the left leg long. Take the arms up overhead. Level out your hips. And then bend your left knee, let your hands come back down. Now, and again, I still don't think you need a strap here. So both knees to your chest. Use your hands for support. Both legs up to the ceiling, both knees to your chest, hands to the floor, spread them out long, let them come both to the floor. Good. Bend the knees, bring them to your chest. Take both up to the sky. Bend both knees and extend out, little core work there. Good. Bring both knees to your chest. Extend them up. Open them nice and wide, everybody. And then crisscross your knees, bend your knees. Notice which leg went up front. Open the legs, extend out. Bring the legs together, crisscross your knees, bring them into chest. Good. Release both legs up. Both knees bent, both legs to the floor. Take the arms overhead. I know this is like a coordination test, right? It's like, what? Which way? Where does she want me to go? Once your legs are straight and your arms are overhead, I want you to draw the low ribs toward the floor and breathe. The legs are nice and energized. Good. Bend both knees. Release your arms. Let's do that little series again. We'll see if we can keep it all straight. Bring your knees to your chest, both knees. Take both of them up to the sky. Feel free to use your hands, both knees down. Now, if your low back is chatty, I didn't say this the first time, you can take thumbs underneath, spread the legs down to the floor and release. Bring the knees in, take them up to the ceiling. Bend back to your chest, extend down to the top of your mat. Good. This time we add the wide legs, bring them in, take them up, go wide, crisscross your knees, bend those knees, bring them to chest, open them back up, crisscross the other way, bring those knees toward chest, open the legs wide, bring them in toward your chest, straighten them down to the floor, arms overhead, and reach, everybody. And just breathe, just notice. And then bend the knees again. Good. Grab your strap. This is going to be kind of a long, slow stretch, a very similar movement. So take the strap around your right foot and take that foot up to the ceiling. If you want, straighten your left leg. Now, how do you know if you want that? What's happening with the right hamstring? If your knee is bent a whole bunch, I would keep that left foot on the floor so that you can get some extension through the back of the knee and the hamstring. Okay, so whichever works best for you. And then just hold this for a second. Maybe look at your foot. Maybe see that that foot is straight forward as if you were stepping on the ceiling, and then feel the hip points, those front assets bones, and just level those babies out a little bit. Imagine somebody is pulling the heel of your foot closer to the ceiling. And then with your strap in your right hand, take the right leg out to the side. Allow yourself to roll onto that right hip a little bit. So normally I like to keep this hip down, this opposite hip down, but this time I just want you to stretch both front psoas or front hip and inner thigh. And then squeeze your belly to take this leg all the way up. Grab the strap with your other hand and allow yourself to lean into the left hip a little bit. Now you can do all of this with your left leg bent. Okay, so if this is too much, just bend the left leg and do the crisscross of your thighs. Take the leg up, keep the strap, lower the leg for a moment. Take the leg back up as if you were walking up that strap. Take it out to the side. Breathe. Allow yourself to roll onto the right hip. Take the leg back up. Grab the strap with your other hand and take it across. Oh, that's always such an interesting stretch. Good. Take the leg up. Bend your knee. Release your strap. Both legs straight. The arms are overhead. I'm just going to turn around. Sorry if I confuse you, just so I don't run into the wall here for the wide leg parts. So you're feeling this stretch. Both legs, draw the lower ribs down toward the floor. And then release that. Bend both legs. Take your strap. Wrap that loop around your left foot. And take the left foot up to the ceiling. Here we are again. Maybe you straighten the right leg, maybe not, right? We want to make just thoughtful decisions about where we move our bodies instead of just doing whatever everybody else is doing. So breathe, just feel that nice stretch here. That's it. And then hold the strap in your left hand and take the left leg out to the left. Allow yourself to roll a little bit. It's just a little onto that left hip. You should feel that little cushion there of the left outer hip, the probably the tensor fascia lata there, or the side glute. Inhale, center. Grab the strap with your other hand. Woo. Reach it across, everybody. Feel that stretch. Allow yourself to roll on to the right hip a little bit. Take the leg up. Hold your strap. Lower the leg for a moment. And then walk that leg back up. Exhale as the leg goes out to the side. Inhale, center, grab the strap with your other hand. Reach it across your body, leaning into the right hip just a little. And center, whew, and lower that leg all the way down. Let go of your strap, take the arms overhead. And exhale, release. Bend both knees, take that strap along both legs until it is just above your ankles. Okay, so just above your ankles. I'm just going to get things out of the way. And when you have the strap around both ankles, you don't want it to be too wide. You want good purchase here. And again, if you're dealing with an active hip injury, I just want you to be mindful of how things are feeling, because these hips are going to get fatigued, but there shouldn't be pain. All right, and we've done this before if you've been in my classes. So the first thing I want you to do is press against the strap. And what do you feel right away? Those glutes, right? Working a little bit, and hold that and breathe. Right? Simple work sometimes can be so effective. Watch the low ribs, make sure they're not overly poking forward, right? Press against the strap, feel the work. And then let go of that press, take the left foot toward the ceiling. It's not going to go very far because we've got that strap stopping it. You're going to start to really feel the hip here. Breathe. And then do like a little half circle. Take the heel, keep tension, take the heel to the floor, and take it up so it lines up with your other foot. Take it down and up. Good. This is 3. We're only doing 5. I know you're feeling this already. That's 3, 4, and 5, and release. Woo, right? Serious work here. Good. Press out against the strap. Feel the outer hips, glutes start to get active. Your upper body should be pretty calm here. Not a whole lot going on. And then release the press a little bit. Take the right foot up toward the ceiling. It's not going to go very far. The hips are even. If you're feeling a low back issue, take your hands under the glutes. You can also take the hands out to cactus pose to keep the shoulders open. And then let's do that little half circle. So heel to the floor, and then heel lines up with the other foot. Good. Down and 2. Down and 3, down and 4, whew, down and 5, and down. Fully release, everybody. Maybe a little windshield wiper with your feet. Good. And then turn onto your left side, or whichever side you need to go on to if you're looking at the screen. So when you pull your top leg up, which if you're on your left side would be your right leg, press up, but push down with the other leg. Press both hip points forward and try to balance on that one side. Good. Hold here, everybody, for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then take the top leg forward. Keep the bottom leg really anchored here. The foot is flexed. I'm trying to pull that foot forward as if you were going to go for a walk. Watch the hips. Don't let them roll forward or back. And then press straight back and point your toes. Breathe. Whoo. Come back to center. We're almost done on this side. I want you to tap a toe forward and a heel somewhat back. Okay, so toe forward, heel back, toe forward. It's probably going to be easier to just tap toes both way. 4, back, and 5, back, and release that. Oh, yeah, I know, right? I'm going to be making lots of noises today. Roll onto your bellies, everybody. And just feel this for a moment. Press your pubic bone down. Your head can be comfortable, whether it's resting on your hands or chin on your hands. And now press against your strap. And lift the legs a couple of inches if you can. And breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Shake it out a little bit. And then press your left foot to the floor. Lift your right foot only. Flex your foot. And then point, flex, point. Good. Last one. Flex your right foot. Point your right foot. Press both hips to the floor. And release. Go to the other side. Left leg lifts up. And flex your foot. Point, flex, point, and flex. And then press it up as you press the other one down and let go. Good. Flip your toes under, lift your knees off the floor and press your heels out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. Just shake it out, everybody. You can bend the knees and release a couple times. And then roll onto your right side, right? You would think we would be all done, but we haven't done this side yet. So this is going to feel way more fatigued, way faster because we've been working it. Take your top leg up and hold for 5, 4, 3, squeeze your belly, 2, 1. Take that left foot forward, ground your right leg. Hold here, everybody, breathe. And then press it straight back and point your toes. Ooh, that's it. And then heel or toe to the front, heel or toe to the back. For 2, keep some tension there. And 3, you might notice I did this side faster. 4 and 5. Ooh. And release and come back onto your backs. Bend your knees, right? So we release those muscles. And with your feet on the floor, I want you to try to press your heels out without letting your knees drop in. Just press your heels out. And let that go. Good. One more time. I want you to press out. And let go. Bring both knees to chest. Take both legs up toward the ceiling. Flex your feet. Press your feet out to the sides. 5. You can have hands underneath, by the way. 5, 4. Press. 3, 2, 1. If you got it in you, lower the right foot, but keep the left foot up. We're almost done here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press them both out. Bend both knees. Release your strap. Your knees come to your chest. Once your knees are to your chest, take your left knee on top of your right knee and squeeze them in. Point and flex your feet a couple of times. And then switch so your right knee is on top, your left leg or your left knee is under, and maybe point, flex those feet or give those ankles a nice circle. Undo the knees, keep them together, roll to one side, and come on up, everybody. I know, that kind of hip work can be really tiring, but I promise they'll feel great by the time we're done. So grab your blanket and go ahead and sit upon it, right? So whichever level you like, if you have your blanket, go ahead and sit up on it. And instead of sitting on the edge, just sit up a little bit more on the blanket than your normal. And straighten both legs out. Flex both feet. This is just Dandasana. And notice where your pelvis is. If you feel like your pelvis is rocking back, so easy here, then I want you to scoot on the blanket until the flesh presses back and you get a little nicer or a little more anterior tilt of the pelvis so that you can sit up nice and tall in Dandasana. Big deep breath. Good. You're going to take I'm going to mirror here, your right leg. Just lean back a little bit. Make sure you're steady on your blanket. The low back presses forward. The chest is open. Bring your left or your right leg in and press it out. Bring it in. Press it out. Just one more. Bring it in. Press it out. Take it out to the side. If you can, let it hover and then take it all the way across. Your knees are crossed and take your torso forward. Realize I have so much dark on it. Might be hard to see what I'm doing, but it's cold in here, so not quite ready to take off the outer shirt. Good. Breathe, everybody. Right, and just feel that. It's like, wow, yeah. Right hamstring stretch. Come on up. Release that leg and straighten it. Legs are active. Dandasana pose. Lean back. Bring the knee in. Press it out. Bring it in and out. One more. Bring it in. Press it out. Reach it out to the side. Step it all the way across. Let that knee go soft and take the torso forward. Right? If you're not doing the class and you just see this image, you can't see what one leg's doing versus the other. This is gonna be really confusing. Oh yeah, good. Breathe, everybody. Take that leg off. Whew, and find Dandasana again. Big deep breath. All right, you're gonna lean back, please. And if the blanket's throwing you off, by the way, feel free to take it out of the way. I feel like I don't have a good grounding with the blanket. So lean back. You're either going to do one leg at a time, just like we did, or you're going to do both legs at the same time. Probably not going to hover though. So draw the shoulders back, squeeze a little between the shoulder blades. Good tone here, right? Good tone to that belly. Slide both legs in, press them both out. Bring them in, press out. Bring them in, slide them across the floor, open, and then cross left over right. Come on down and forward. Ha 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 ha. I just, it's funny. I don't think I did sound effects when I was a kid. That was more my brother's things. But certainly as I've gotten older, more sound effects have been coming out. Is that a sign of age? Good. Roll the shoulders back, undo the legs and straighten. Round two, lean back, bring them in. See if you can press them straight. Bring them in, press straight. One more, in, press them straight. Just lower them down. Open them up, everybody. Maybe you take the torso just a little forward. And then come up and cross the other way, right leg over left. And come into your forward fold. We got one left, everybody. Lean back, undo Dandasana. Lean back, bring them in, out, in, out. One more, out, lower them down, take them wide, hold here. And you might have noticed if you're looking at your screen that I actually lifted my hips and kind of slid the sit bones back to get a little bit more of an anterior tilt in the pelvis. And then I just want to check out what things are feeling like. Maybe move the flesh of the thighs out to get a little bit more grounding. Maybe take the torso forward. But please be mindful. No rounding. Like a school teacher, right? No rounding out there. Good, everybody breathe. And then come on up. We're going to cross left over right. Listen up. You're either going to stay here, forward fold, or you're going to bend the bottom leg as well and come to some version of cow face legs. Knee on top of knee. Hands can either be at the feet or they can come forward, or you can slide forward just a little bit. Try to stay anchored. Your knees don't have to be exactly one on top of the other. You can do this in a cross-legged, just an easy cross-legged pose too. Deep breath. And then slide up, lean back, cross the other. Oh, wait, let's just do the whole thing over again. so that we get our good alignment. All right, I know, right? One more. Here we go. 1, and press out. 2, press out. 3, press out. Lower down. Take it wide. Find your breath. Notice. Press up. All right. Right's going over, or left's going over right. Bring it across. And then either stay here, I think this is the right, correct side, or come to cow face. This feels very much like the same thing I did already. If it does for you too, switch. Yeah. Sorry about that. Whew. And breathe. I'm only human after all. Breathe, everybody. You feel free to take the torso forward. Deep breath. And then press up. Holy moly. Lean back, listen up. Almost done. Soles of the feet together. Lift and press those hips back. Soles of the feet together. How close they come to your groin is going to be up to you, right? If I could impress anything on my lovely yogis and friends out there, is to just resist the urge to go to the 100% of your stretch, especially in the beginning of classes. But maybe in general, I don't know. For me, I've quit looking for that like extra stretch. I want integrity more than I want stretch. And that's my body. Maybe you need more stretch because you already got that strength around the joints. All right, hands to outer knees, bring those legs together. And release it. All right, let's come on up to all fours, everyone. Maybe you blanket your knees. I got a lot of ahs and ums today. Find table pose. I think I just said figure 4. Find table pose. This is going to be like full of bloopers. And then tone in through the belly, right? If you could imagine the pubic bone to the belly button, like draw that up like you're zipping up a tight pair of jeans, but don't flatten the lower back. Keep your curve there. Press the left leg back and then lift it up. Let's just find a very simple balancing table. Simple does not mean less challenging. Breathe. Now press the heel of your left foot out to the back of that room. Breathe. Lower the right hand, take the left knee, bring it into chest, curl in, and then reach it back out and lift. Good. Curl it in, reach it out, maybe point the toes. Just one more here. Curl it in, and then reach out. Bring the knee back down, but don't let it touch the floor. And just 5, I promise, out to the side. 1, slow. 2, slow. 3, slow. 4, slow. 5, see if you can just hold. Squeeze the heck out of that glute and give me a little bit of a knee circle here, just a little one. Circle the other way. And then lower that knee down. Whew. Maybe you take your knees wide, bring the feet towards each other and find child's pose with wide legs or wide knees. Come on up, everybody. All right, same thing, other side. Again, I'm going to turn. I got a wall right here. So tone in through your belly. Think of the lower belly supporting your lower back. Take the right leg back. Lift it up. Find your level playing field here, your level ground, and then reach with the left arm. Press the heel of your right foot, right? You should feel that glute get nice and active. The quadricep is getting nice and active. Breathe. Lower that hand. Here we go. Bring the knee to chest and reach it out. Bring it in and reach it out. This is 3. Don't forget to breathe. And 4, squeeze. And 5. Squeeze it out. Lower, flex your foot, but let that knee hover. Let's take it out to the side for 5. 1, go slow. Try to pause at the top. 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Good. Bring it up and hold. Circle. Circle the other way. And let go. Take the knees wide, everyone. Come on back, child's pose. Deep breath. And then slide onto your belly. Ooh, little baby Sphinx pose, just a small one here. Maybe rock a little bit side to side. Stretch out your belly. And then lower the upper body down. Bend one knee and lift that knee off the floor. Keep the hip bone down. Good. Breathe here. 1, you're here. You got that knee lifted. 2, you're going to pulse just a little. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knee. Lower the foot. Square your hips. Bend the knee. Other knee. Lift that knee off the floor. Keep the hip point on the floor, everybody. And pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. And then take the right side knee. Listen up. So you're going to bend the knee, and Julie, especially careful here. Bend the knee and just let it slide out to the right side. So it's like at a 90-degree angle, somewhere from your hip line out lower if you need to go lower, okay? And just pause here for a second and see how that feels to you. If the inside knee is giving you a fit right now because you're on a hard surface, please take your blanket and put it under the knee. And then just allow the pelvis to feel the gravity here. My hips are not even. One hip is higher, but I'm just allowing gravity to bring it down a little bit. And then if you can, the foot of that right side is going to go out, extend out from the knee a little bit more, not straight, just out to the side a little bit more. Take a really deep breath here and let it out. Just one more nice deep breath. And let it go. And then slide the knee back down, come back to level. Shake it out. And then slide your left leg out. I thought I was going to run out of room again. Slide the left knee out to the side and breathe. And just see how one side feels to the other side. Lots of things can play into this, hip injuries, right? Especially hip joint injuries, SI joint issues, and just glutes, right? Can we get some levelness, some evenness on each side of the glute muscles, the hip muscles, so that we have strength on both sides? And if you haven't already, go ahead and kick that foot out. I have a wall in my way, but kick that foot out a little bit. So it's less of a 90-degree angle. And then come on back. Whew. Good. Press all the way up. Back into child's pose. Stretching out what we just stretched out. And then release that. I want you to come back up to a seat. You can sit on blanket or not. That's certainly good either way. And take your feet wide. Grab your strap again and take that little loop and make it a bigger loop, about kind of like that, a little more than double what you just had. Take that loop around your ankles or shins. Watch your buckles, by the way, because those can always be painful on the flesh. And then dig into your heels, lean back, lift your chest, draw the lower belly in, press your legs out away from each other isometrically. Yep. Breathe, and then just kind of let go. Let those knees collapse a little bit. And then you're going to do that again, or you're going to go a little wider. Not a whole bunch, but a little bit wider. So press the knees out, press the heels and breathe. Press into your heels and breathe. I know this is a lot. For some, you can lean back a little bit more. It'll take the compression issue of the hip, where the hip meets the pelvis. Breathe, release. One, you're here. Two, you go shorter. Or final one here, you're going to go wider still. Keep the knees bent, keep the heels digging in. Press those knees out. Yeah, I know. Breathe. And release. Just straighten the legs, whatever length you chose. I still have that strap here. Breathe. See if you can sit up really tall. Take the arms up. Hold onto the beach ball. Lift your chest. Zip up that tight pair of jeans. Squeeze against your strap. And let it all go. Whew. Slide out of that strap, everybody. You love your strap. You love it. So don't go, I hate that strap. Table pose. I'm just a goofball some days. Table pose. Flip your toes under. Look at your feet. See if you can draw the inner ankles toward each other so that they are straight. Zip up that pair of jeans. Lift your knees. Hold here for a second. Squeeze in through the low belly. Press your chest toward your thighs. Look at those ankles again. Are they straight? Did they roll in? Did they roll out? Where are they? Breathe. And then just straighten one leg. Whoo! Doesn't have to be straight. Just straighten to your level. See if you can parallel that back foot or that straight leg's foot. And then slowly release, do the other side. It's very curious to me when I do this, which way my feet want to land, right? So when I'm here, I want my foot to land straight as we would in down dog. Good. Switch again. Just play here. Drop the foot. Notice if it wants to go inward or outward. Try to go straight. We're just moving some tissue here. And then switch. One side better than the other or easier. And then tippy toes, walk out to the edges of your yoga mat. Walk those hands back. Whew. Parallel the feet to the edges of your mat. Press the knees out and lean into the pinky sides of your feet. Bend your knees. Hands come to knees. Don't let the knees roll in. And come on up. Whew. Good. Shake it out. Roll it out. Find mountain pose. In fact, let's grab a block, everybody. You can have both of your blocks toward the front, long edge of your mat, but just grab one and give that block a good squeeze. I've got mine at the narrowest level here. And as you squeeze, you'll feel the inner thighs roll in. You'll feel the sit bones broaden out a little bit. And just give it a good squeeze. Good. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Walk those feet in a little if you have the space to do so. Plant your big toe. Hands come to your hips. See if you can lift one foot off the floor. Big deep breath. Squeeze your block. And then this knee, see if you can parallel it to the other knee. What does that mean? If the knee is forward, see if you can draw that knee toward the floor. And then release it. Find mountain pose. Lean into the other foot. See if you can lift one leg, one foot. Draw the knee back a little without bringing the whole hips, bringing the hips back. Your hands don't have to stay on your hips, by the way. They can be out. They can be anywhere to help you balance. And lower, shake it out. Squeeze your block, lean into one foot, just lift the other one off toward the side. So we're working with the ankles, we're working with the strength of the legs. This glute is squeezing. Breathe. And down, lean, squeeze. Don't lose your block. And let go. Whew, good job. Take that block out. Shake out those feet. Both blocks are to the front of the long edge of your mat, and let's take those feet wide. So again, interesting for me, as we roll, pretend there's a block there, as we roll the inner thighs in, outer thighs out and around, and then come into a forward fold. Let's stay up really tall. The blocks are up on high. I'm walking them forward to get a really long torso. And then look at your feet and see if you can get them to parallel each other a little bit. And then spread from the big toe to the pinky toe and check your weight. Is that weight, is the weight or the line of your hips directly in line with your ankles, right? Or are you forward? Are you back? Where are you in space? You can lower the blocks a little bit if you would like. Breathe. And then walk the blocks back so that they're right underneath your shoulders. Press your hands into your blocks and turn the heels of both feet in. Heels of both feet in. Bend the knees and sit back in an imaginary chair. Your hands are being supported on blocks. You can come up higher. You don't have to bend the knees as much. If you are able, just sit in the pose so you're a little bit deeper. If not, no worries. Gently press your knees out. And then take your hands to your knees and come on up. Good. Feet stay out at an angle. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, little goddess here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, up. Exhale, goddess. Hold here. Take your hands to where those thighs meet the hips, right? Hip crease here. And imagine that you're going to just draw down into that space while trying to press up at the same time. No kidding, right? Breathe. Breathe, 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 and then simply stand up. Good. Step your feet together. Just shake that out. I know, it's kind of interesting to me when we just slow the thing down a little bit, how much kind of muscle and engagement we can find. So you're going to go wide again. Parallel your feet. Keep your, I'll mirror here if that helps you. So keep your right foot straight forward, turn your left foot out, bend your front knee. This is a warrior stance, right? So go wider if that feels right for you, and take your back toes forward slightly if that makes sense for you. Your front knee hovers right above your front ankle. Now, here's the thing. This hip right here, grab it like a little C-clamp, and then just wrap your hip back. Another way to think about that is to take your knee and wrap it to the outside a little bit. You don't want your knee outside your foot. You want it around that second and third toe. But the hip, the front hip draws back. And then this part of your waist and hip lifts back up. And then the back leg gets like powerful. If you find the roll of the front hip back, you might be able to go in a little deeper without losing your back leg straight. Once you're there, let's zip it up. Whoop, zip it up. Pelvis is fairly neutral, even though it's kind of sideways. The arms go out, the shoulders are down, you're gazing over your front fingers. You're taking a good, beautiful, deep breath. Maybe you slide down just a little more. As soon as your back pinky side of your foot lifts up, you've gone too far. Breathe. Hands to hips, straighten the front leg. Turn your toes, heel toe in at least once. Parallel your feet. Turn your right foot so it's pointing straight ahead. Bend the knee. Here's where we start to play, right? In this pose, would you ever stay? Would you in one spot, or would you just experiment a little bit? So where is it for me if I take the front hip and I roll it back? You can see what could happen if I'm not paying attention. This front hip rolls back and then my whole body sort of collapsed here. So once I roll the hip back, firm up the back leg, lift the side of the hip away from the thigh, right? Simple pose. We do this almost every class in yoga, and yet can we break it apart just a little bit more? Wrap the inner knee to the outer knee, right? The softness right here. The knee hovers over the ankle. The torso moves away from the front thigh. And then we take the arms out. Press into your back foot, everybody. Keep bringing the torso back over the hips instead of forward. Feel the front foot, but also feel the back leg and back glute. And then straighten the leg, turn your toes, heel toe in all the way. And shake that out. Go wide, one more here, just one more here. Time's a clicking. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Woo. Breathe. Turn the toes out, bend the knees. This is optional, by the way. If you want to keep the legs straight, that's okay. Bend the knees, the toes and the knees point in the same direction. The belly tones in, the tailbone lengthens. And just feel that. Some of you are going to be able to sink down a little more. Be very mindful here. Don't overdo it. And then everybody straighten the legs. Turn all your toes to face forward. Come into a nice forward fold. And just breathe. Good. Come on up. Heel toe in, everybody. And then come on up. I never leave my hair down. Find your pose. Shake it out. All right. Tree pose. Tree pose. Again, another pose we do all the time. Let's start with, if I'm mirroring here, it'd be your left leg forward, your left leg standing. Squeeze that hip in. Turn the other foot out. Take the hands to both hip points. and allow those hip points to point forward again. And just kind of feel that. You can even look down at your knee and go, hey, it's not out to here. Of course it isn't, right? I don't think I know anybody that can do that. But just see if you can keep the hip points forward and engage this side hip back glute. When you're ready, you're going to take this foot where it makes sense for you. Maybe it's up here at the groin. Maybe it's a little bit lower. Maybe it's below the knee. Maybe one foot is touching or one toe's touching the ground. And then bring your hands to your hips or to your heart and breathe, tone in through your belly. Really press into your standing foot, everybody. Find your breath. 1, you're here. 2, you're out. That's enough for today. Or you have a fingertip to a wall. 3, you're going to release the foot and cross your thigh. Find your breath. If you can still hold, optional, go ahead and squat. And come on up. Woo, and come on out. Wiggle and wobble. It's all good. It's all good, right? If we're wiggling and wobbling, we're learning, right? The body's learning. And if the body's learning, your brain is working. Your brain is making new connections. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. Standing leg, foot relatively straight, hip draws in, glute gets active, the other leg turns out. You can see what happens, right? As soon as I turn out, this hip wants to flare. So bring it in, feel that foot on the floor, take the leg where it makes sense for you. Hold your pose, keep the chest lifted, the low belly is toned in. Allow your leg, your ankle to work it out, right? Within reason, of course. Woof. And breathe. Hips forward. Breathe. 1, you're here. 2, you're going to take that foot and bring it across your thigh. 3, you're going to bend that knee and come into a squat. Try to keep the hips even. And then stand up. Ooh, and let go. Oh, shake it out, everybody. All right, back to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, down you go. Step back, downward facing dog. Shake it out, breathe. Maybe drop heels one way and drop heels the other way, just to stretch side body. And then inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, lower your knees to the floor. Take those knees wide on your mat and come on back, child's pose. And find your breath. Now, you know, for you, if child's pose does not work, especially my gal out there with the knees, you can either take the hips up or you can lay on your belly or lay on your back. Good. Come on up, everybody. All right, so we're going to set up here for a variation of frog pose, and I'm borrowing this from one of my friends out there. You'll need both of your blocks, excuse me, and your blanket. Now, I like my blanket on my mat because I like for my knees to be able to slide. Now, for knee folks, super, super gentle here. I don't know if I would do this one. I think I would keep it in close. In fact, if that is you, come onto your back and do a figure 4 pose if that's okay for your knees. You're going to take your blocks, stack 1, in front of the other, close in. So frog pose, generally speaking, frog pose, the knees go out to the sides, the feet line up behind them, and you begin to take your torso toward the floor. For me, it puts too much pressure on my knees and sometimes the hips. It's just not one of my favorites. If it is yours, you don't have to use the blocks, but I love the blocks for this. And if you had a second blanket or a small pillow and you wanted to put it over the blocks for more cushion, go ahead and feel free to do that. So we're going to come up on our knees and we're going to take those knees wide. Leave the feet kind of curled in for now, not all the way in, but keep them kind of curled in. And then we're going to bring our bodies down so that the lower block hits our pubic bone. So make sure you know where your pubic bone is, right? It should not be resting in the belly, is what I'm trying to say. It should be supported on the pubic bone. So you're going to lower yourself down, and I see I have to move my blocks a little closer. You're going to lower yourself down. The knees are going to go out to the side. The blocks are supporting me here fully from pubic bone to the center of my chest. My knees are out to the side. If you're still with me and you're comfortable, then go ahead and take the feet out wider than the knees and breathe. Now, I kind of like using my hands to support my head. So I'm here. And if I were to turn to the side, right, it'd be kind of like this. I don't know about you, but I really like this. I learned it yesterday from my friend Deb, and I like this a lot. I feel like I could surrender the hips a little bit, right, without all the pressure and any tensing. Should be no pain in your back at all. Make sure you're not lifting the sit bones. You're drawing the sit bones down. Take a really deep breath. Good, just one more here. And if you are still with me, I want you to go ahead and take the elbows straight ahead, interlace your hands, bring the knees in, lift your knees, and see if you can come off your block for an elbow plank. Good, lengthen your tailbone, everybody. Press through your heels, don't let the hips sink. Breathe, and then lower to your blocks. Whew. And press up again. Inner ankles toward each other. Belly squeezes in, glutes are active. Lower to your blocks. One, stay here because that's quite enough for you. Or last one, lift up, breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower onto your blocks just so you can lower your knees, and then press all the way up to get those blocks out of the way. In fact, you might want to just keep them where you can grab them and then turn yourself around. Whew. Your blanket is there. We're coming down, so if you happen to be in a chilly place, like your lovely teacher, go ahead and put socks on or put a long sleeve shirt on to make sure you're warm. Come on down to your backs, everyone. And breathe. You're going to take one block to each side of your knees and come into Baddha Konasana. This one more restorative. The soles of the feet are together. The back is comfortably on the floor. The tailbone is lengthened. the low belly very gently drawn up from pubic bone to belly button. And your thighs or your legs are supported on your blocks. If your knees are up higher, you know, right? Just lift those blocks up a little bit. The hips are even. Your hands are on, one to the belly, one to the chest. And I want you to come into that block or that box breathing again. So inhaling 4, pausing for 4, exhaling for 4, and then pausing at the bottom of the breath for 4. Simple 4 counts. In, pause, exhale, pause. One more here. And then normal breath here. Notice how that simple box breath calmed you all the way down. It is a wonderfully equalizing breath. It'll take you from a stress situation and calm you down so that you can think clearly. It's a lovely, simple breath to work. So here we are in this pose. I want you to press your feet together and breathe. And then exhale, let that press go. Inhale, press the feet together. Exhale, let it go. Just one more here. Squeeze. Exhale, let go. And then bring your knees together. Leave those blocks where they are. You might have to adjust them a little bit. Draw your knees to your chest and allow your knees to roll to the right and land on your block. And then open up the left shoulder, widen through the lower back. Your right hand can either be out to the side or it can rest on your knees or even on your waist, which I kind of like. The head is neutral, the chin is level. You're just letting the weight of the knees rest on the floor. That's it. Just breathe, everybody. And the knees to center. Switching sides, draw the knees to chest, allow them to land on your block. Looks like we're going to run just a little late, if that's okay for you. So one arm out to the side, one hand either at your waist or on your knees or out to the side as well. And then bring your knees to center. Take both of those blocks underneath either the back of your thighs or the back of your knees and allow the legs to straighten. Just do me one favor before you fully move to Shavasana. I want you to press your thighs into your blocks or the floor and squeeze your hips. So it's actually lifted off the floor from a lower hip glute standpoint. And then let it come down and fully relax. And maybe your Shavasana today is with one hand at the lower belly and one hand at the heart. The eyes close, the belly softens as you easily inhale, the belly fills up. And as you gently exhale, the belly drops down. Soft breath, belly rise, belly fall. Feel yourself sink deeper into your Shavasana. Go deeper still. For those of you who are ready to leave your Shavasana, go ahead and bend your knees and just draw your knees to your chest. And as you do, maybe you rock really gently side to side and give your hips and your lower back a nice massage. Maybe you do some knee circles here. And then allow your knees to roll over to the side. Pause for a moment here. And then press up. Coming back to a seated pose. Take your hands to your heart. Bow to your own inner wisdom. That light, that love, that understanding as we open the gate. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody. Hope you have an awesome day.